Well, as you have said, it's a new team, and we have new players, promising players, very, very good players. Of course, if you're invited to the Super Eagles, it means you have a talent. And the most important thing is for us to have a mentality of winning. If all of us will have the mentality of winning, I don't think we're going to lose the game. And the new ones that are coming in, we try to give them the most important information they need to know, because it is very, very beautiful to play in the national team, most especially in Nigeria, who loves football. And the most important thing is for us to continue to have the winning spirit, because we don't want them to have the bad side, because when we lose, it's always very, very bad. So we just want to give them that impression that this team is always a winning team, apart from the fact that we lost some important games in the past, but it is something that we have to bring back and bring our fans back.
I'm looking forward. If the coach puts me in the first 11 in the starting team, I will make my first official game, because so far it has just been friendlies. And I was happy when I got the call. I was still in the fight for promotion with my club, so it was additional motivation, and it pushed me additionally because I was looking forward to come to Nigeria and represent my country, and of course win the first game.
I'm ready. I think we've been training well this week. The first few days is hard work, but I think everyone's ready in the squad to face Chad. Yeah, good. They looked after me very well when I came in, and I just have to be adapting to the climate a little bit. But yeah, I feel good now. I've been to Nigeria countless times. My father still lives in Lagos, so I know the country very well. Yeah, it's everything. It's a new start for the Super Eagles. And I think it's good for the whole team to be focused and be ready, because we have to bring it and win this game against Chad.
The Super Eagles' new invitee, Troost Ekong, speaking on the game between Nigeria and Chad. It's a Nations Cup qualifying game, and Coach Keshi is using this one to try out if he can put together a new team. You also listen to Super Eagles midfielder Ogain Onazi and then defender Leon Balogun. So that's it. But before we talk about the under 20 fixtures on the Super Falcons, let's just dash to Kaduna. I've been trying to get a hold of this guy. Toyin Ibitoye is joining us live via telephone. Hopefully we'll get to hear you tonight. Toyin, good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Austin. I was getting you loud and clear yesterday, but you were not getting me. It was so frustrating.
Look at that.
I'm happy to be on the show tonight.
So you were giving me true passes and I was not converting. Okay.
I was just listening and I couldn't that you couldn't connect me was really frustrating. But thank God everything is okay today.
Okay, that's it. Toyin, good to have you with us. Quickly tell us, what's the updates coming from the Super Eagles camp?
Yeah, everybody is ready. We had a practice game today. Just to keep the boys in shape and for Coach Keshi to fine-tune his strategies for Saturday's game, the first game against Kaduna United, and ended 4-0 in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. All goals in the second half. Bola Salami, Odion Igalo from the penalty spot, Rabi Ibrahim, and Stanley Dingba were the scorers for the Super Eagles. All goals in the second half. And I'm sure the coach was happy with what he saw. And the team will build on that tomorrow, another practice session in the afternoon. We're really looking ready. The boys are looking sharp, and we're hoping that on Saturday we'll do the business.
Toyin, there's been so much debate when Coach Keshi retained 8 of the home-based players and invited 15 foreign professionals. Tell me, did that generate some talking points in the camp?
Well, of course, it would. Now the number has even increased. We have 14 foreign pros now and 9 home-based players. So, but then in this game, 18 will be dressed. So there is still a lot of healthy competition to come for places in the team. Of course, it generated a lot of talking among the players, because those home-based players have been in camp for about 2 weeks, and the competition was good, was stiff, and I think it was a very difficult decision for the coach to make, because to choose amongst those home-based players, just 8. Given the quality and the competitiveness, I mean, it was a very difficult task. But at the end of the day, those that were told to go were admonished by Coach Keshi to keep themselves in shape and make sure that they remain relevant in the national team, because we are not just playing the Africa Cup of Nations, we are going to be playing World Cup qualifiers, and then we are also going to be preparing for the African Nations Championship. So there is still a lot ahead of the Super Eagles in the days to come.
Toyin, a lot of people say it's Chad. Why are we getting so ready to play Chad? How important is this game for this new Super Eagles team?
It is very key. It's very key, and that's not just for the new Eagles, also very key for the Nigerian Football Federation. Remember, there's a new leadership. Also for Coach Keshi, this is his second time, first game in his comeback. So it is very key in a lot of ways. And the coach, I'm sure he has an idea of what Chad look like, because in our private discussions, he told me how he played Chad as coach of Mali and how Chad has evolved over the years. They now have a number of players playing in the French league. And just on Saturday, they beat Guinea by 2-1. And if you saw Guinea at the Nations Cup earlier in the year, you will know that Guinea is a very decent side. So for a Chad team to beat Guinea by 2-1 says a lot about what kind of quality they have. There must be a decent side. And we cannot just take things for granted. Remember what a bad start caused us the last time. We need to start well and keep that momentum going up to the end of the campaign. So that's why Coach Keshi is not taking anything to chance. That's why he has named a strong squad, and that's why he's taking training and preparation as seriously as he's taking them now for Saturday's game.
I totally agree with you, Twin. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. I'll talk to you on Thursday, and then we'll see you on Friday. Thank you so much for talking to us.
All right. Tomorrow there will be media party. I just need to keep that in at 11 a.m. at Africa Continental Hotel. All media guys are invited to come 11 for 11. The briefing will start, and the coach will be able to talk more about the preparation for Saturday's game. But thank you guys for having me on the show tonight.
Thank you so much, Tim, for speaking to us. So that's it, 11 for 11 media party with the Super Eagles team as they get ready to play Chad. Guys, you heard that. Whitey, let me come to you. I didn't throw that question to you. So much debate. Say Chad. During your time, if you're playing Chad, do we get so much noise as this?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I think wherever you're playing, even at that time, you must be prepared. And I think what Keshi has done is to prepare the team early enough, bringing the home-based players, and then, join them together with the foreign-based players. Also, having said that, I'm very concerned about the back line. That is my major problem with the Super Eagles, not the midfielders or the strikers. We've got enough. But who do we have at the back line that can actually deliver for Nigeria? We saw what happened in the last games. I won't mention names, but to be honest with you, we needed to have tested these players that we call the back line of the Super Eagles in a proper game before we go play against Chad. And if you have watched the last two games that I said, you will understand where I'm coming from. The back line is where I'm very concerned.
I think I totally agree with him too, because we'll be talking so much about the midfield play going forward, but because the back line, it needs to be some level of understanding right there.
If you ask me, I think every department of the team needs to be watched. Not only the defense, the midfield as well. We've talked about the lack of coordination in the past as well. The attack is also particularly blunt at times, uncoordinated attempts in order to break down the opposition as well. And the backline that has considered some particularly cheeky goals over the past 3 or 4 games that we played as well. So for me, it's not picking out one specific department. The team in its entirety needs to be well prepared, and I'm just happy that Stephen Keshi has now taken his assignment with new enthusiasm. He now has a contract, a valid contract that is supposed to last for a certain period of time, which means he's now settled that he can now get down to the business of working as he should. It's also very imperative to note that we've always said this so many times before. There are no minnows in Africa anymore because of this a lot of exposure and the money that is beginning to come to the game. A lot of these lesser African teams are now beginning to invest heavily in youth football, in better coaching, and a lot of their players are beginning to move all over the world. People are saying, Chad, that we can probably beat them with Bridge Boys FC or a team from the Lagos. I think it's absolute rubbish. It is this disrespect that we give to our opponents. It is what causes us a lot of trouble when we get to play them. So Chad, a lot of people are saying it's Chad, but they have players in the lower divisions in France, in Romania. But these are players who are playing professional football. They know how to play football.
And I mean, they're playing the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
So you can expect their
impress.
motivation. I mean, whether you like it or not, yes, we are the post-African champions. The Super Eagles scalp is still one of the biggest trophies on the African continent. You are a coach who can come out and, yes, I got the scalp of the Super Eagles. I beat them right there in Kaduna.
Yes.
That says it. That's a big plus on your CV. The same thing for the coach of Uganda who beat us right here.
They're still celebrating.
Still celebrating.
I don't know if it was a friend.
If he doesn't do anything again this year, he has that on his CV.
And of course, to add to that, it doesn't matter where you play. A lot of people are watching. And this guy is coming from Chad. Trust me, they want to make names for themselves. So 1 or 2 good players scouted, boom, goes to Chelsea. Where did they see him? Playing against Nigeria.
The Congolese team that
be careful.
where were those players playing from?
Yes.
Unknown club. Maybe the most high profile of them was Terry Bifuma, who plays for.
Was in France?
No, he plays in Spain.
Yeah,
Probably the most high profile of them. But the other ones played for unknown clubs in Europe. Yet look at what the amount of damage they did. So I think it is wrong for anybody to disrespect Chad or any team at all.
Claude Leroy said that's the best game of his career. You know, so he doesn't want to know he has defeated Nigeria right there on Nigerian soil and is the best. So that's it. Quickly, let's run to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Tomorrow's fixtures: Ghana will take on Mali. We don't like that fixture in Africa, but what can we do? It's football. Let the best team win. Serbia will take on Hungary. The United States of America will play Colombia, and Ukraine will take on another African team, Senegal.
Yeah, interesting fixtures.
And then today's results from the FIFA Women's World Cup. France has just defeated England by a single goal. But the English team, to be frank, they fought. They gave all they could. But at this stage, it
wasn't surprising for me. France has a very, very strong team in women's football. They are increasingly becoming a power. Remember what they did at the last Women's Under-20 World Cup? I think a few of their players made it to the team of the tournament. One of them was also named among the players of the tournament as well. They are growing their female football program very, very well. They're a strong team. You remember they have a lot of players, maybe Cameroonian born who play for France, Senegalese born who play for players from all over the world. So
they have a good league as well.
They have a good league, a very strong league.
And
that's Akpara Nozie also plays in that league for Guingamp. So it's a good team, very, very good. So I was not surprised when they got, even the English themselves would have been surprised if they had beaten France.
Okay, that's it. FIFA Women's World Cup. Whitey, let me come to you now, the Super Falcons. I told the guys on live TV, I told them yesterday when it was 2-0 that this Super Falcons team can fight. But let's just run through the fixtures. Spain will take on Costa Rica, Colombia will play Mexico, and Brazil will take on South Africa at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Yeah.
South Africa?
Yeah. So let's wait. Whitey, when that game was going on, did you at any point? South Korea. Did you at any point lose hope that the Super Falcons will lose that one?
I'll be honest with you, 2-0 up, and then tactically, they were making some mistakes at the edge of the box. So I had a big concern. But of course, the results showed at the end of the game, it was a sublime performance. They had to bring up, they gathered the energy from somewhere, and then they equalized, and then the other team Sweden went ahead, and they came back again.
But did you see them play as a team?
Well, I think they played as a team. They did. And then, basically, we just need to the coaches need to just give more instructions on how they can defend properly. Once they can defend properly, concede less goals, I'm sure they will surprise the whole world.
Tune, when Asisa Oshoala scored the equalizer for 2-2 and they went on to concede, did you question the character of this team?
Well, first and foremost, let me say, remember, I did say on this program before that in a group comprising of Nigeria, Australia, Sweden, and United States of America, and considering the preparation that we had, if we got a draw in any of our games, I would consider this tournament as a success. So as far as I'm concerned, this tournament is already a success. But then going back to the play, it was an absolutely breathtaking performance by Nigeria. The stats say it all. 52% possession. We had more attempts on goal, more on target. And the most stunning thing. I remember saying that I have no questions regarding the physical preparation of this team, and it should. Edwin Okon played the same starting 11 from start to finish. There was not a single substitution. That shows you just how tremendously fit these young women are. Check the stats. We did not make a single substitution in 90 minutes. And that was particularly brilliant. But yes, there are problems. For example, I've always had my problems with Precious Dede. She seems to go walk about at times for new reasons unknown to her. We really need to sort out a proper goalkeeper for the Super Falcons. That is invaluable at this level of football, and that is why Germany will always continue to progress, because they have someone like Nadine Angara, who at her age is still probably the best goalkeeper in the world. Secondly, we cannot deal with set pieces. That showed twice, considering from 2 set pieces. Again, we showed some sort of naivety defending, especially for considering the third goal. 4 players failed to track 3 players and considered such a cheap goal. But after having said that, it was a masterful performance. Ngozi Okobi, who had 1 goal and 2 assists, who plays for the Delta Queens, was probably the player of the match and was really breathtaking as far as I'm concerned.
Members of the Super Falcons, that was when they arrived for the game against Sweden. See how relaxed they were. They were singing and dancing. That's to show that they had no form of fear. They sat down to the dressing room. They were still singing and dancing. Look at them getting into, just to tell, oh, we know you think we're the underdogs.
That's pure confidence.
There you go.
Confidence.
That's it. Super Falcons team, they said, no, we're not going to just come out to the numbers here. We're going to show that we can play football. And what a performance these ladies put up. I'm seeing loads of messages, loads of love for the Super Falcons team on Twitter. I'll just keep quiet for a minute. Let's just listen to these girls and then we'll come back and talk. All right.